fans, welcome to another month of our project update. This time we're going to be covering what we've done in the month of November. First off, I want to start and apologize to you for not having an update for you in the month of October. To be quite frank, I thought about it hard. Unfortunately, we did not have enough accomplishments to make a video. Doesn't mean we didn't have movement. It just means we didn't have anything completed in order for us to create a video. So I didn't want to uh, honestly post one. It just didn't make sense. Anyhow, we're here now, so we can go ahead and share our accomplishments in the month of November with you. So let's go over the agenda. The agenda we're going to go over is obviously our project update, what we've completed, what's ongoing, and what's next, right? Then we're going to introduce a new member to the team, right? He's an awesome artist and a good personal friend of mine. And also, we've got two exciting announcements to make, which I'm going to save towards the end of the film, or the update. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. First off, let's work on the completed items that we did in the month of November. So, got some good news. Scene 1 was completely smooth by yours truly. I went ahead and it took me a long time. I was trying to finish it by the end of October, so I can at least have that in the October project update video, which would have been awesome. But unfortunately, I couldn't get it done until I would say a couple of days after November. I think within the first week of November is when I actually completed it. So I wasn't able to hit that target, but I'm including it now into the November project update. So um, second thing that was completed was scene number 2. I went ahead and completely smoothed that scene out. Thankfully, there wasn't a lot to smooth there. Between myself and Vicky, we've done an awesome job. And Neil as well, but in these particular scenes, it was me and Nikki, right? Vicky, excuse me. Scene 1 was predominantly done by Vicky. I had a couple of, I think I had like scene 1C or something like that, where they're inside the two characters that we're looking at were inside one of the ships. But there was a lot more to do there because there was walking and there was running and there was some action. So there was more to tweak and time, right? The timing is really, really important, especially when it comes to run cycles and walk cycles, right? You don't want the character to look like he's sliding across the floor. So to get that down is really tricky. So there's less of that in scene 2. There is some of it, but there's less of it, right? There's no running, so it happened a little bit quicker. Scene 3 was also smoothed out. Now that one was completely done by myself as far as the animatic goes. We do have a flashback in that scene that does explain how the Destructicons came to be. So Vicky did an awesome job with that flashback scene and trying to make it look like it was actually part of the show. So I can't wait to show that to you guys. Once I smoothed out scene 3, I got word from Lewis. Lewis was supposed to be working the special effects for scene 1, which what he did was he put together the introduction scene or the intro scene of scene 1. It's a space scene, right, where we see the camera just basically zooming into our focal area. Unfortunately, he had some computer issues and was unable to move to doing the special effects. So I had to stop smoothing at scene 3. I wanted to go into scene 4, but I had to stop in order to transition over and do the special effects for scene 1, which, good news, I completed about 2 days ago. So the special effects for scene 1 is completely done. Moving forward, scene 16, animatic has been refined by Neil. When I got the file the first time, there was a number of issues. So, and it's not Neil's fault. We've all made this mistake. So let's say there's a camera angle that's set between frame 1 and frame 50, right? And let's say camera 3 is frame 150 to 200. Let's just say, right? So what was happening by the time I got to scene number 3, due to the fact that there wasn't any keyframing to lock it between the first frames, what was happening was that the character was either sliding off camera or there were things where it just was not right. Was not looking right, was not acting right, was not feeling right. So I asked Neil to go back into it and make sure that whatever was in the camera for those frames actually was in place and did what it was supposed to do. And so he went back and he refined it and took care of it. So I was actually looking at it. I think it was on Friday. I was looking at it, and looked pretty solid from what I can tell. Again, it's block animation. It's not supposed to be perfect, But for whatever I needed to get done, it's looking really good. What's ongoing? So Vicky's still working on scene 11, 12. She's obviously had an increase of personal things in her life. I think work is one of those. She's had an increase of hours at work. So obviously she's still working through that. She's going to get it done. Hopefully it'll be by this month. Um, Scene 1 audio. Now here's some really good news for you guys. So scene 1, as you guys know, the audio team has had some issues. One of the guys, they had a complete system malfunction. Everything went down. Nolan has had to buy a new laptop, require all the software that he had, and so on and so forth. Anyhow, long story short, he was able to get what he needed. He was able to acquire the original files and download them or extract them for wherever he had them. So now it's just a matter of going in there and tweaking it to the new time, right? I was able to shave off, I think it was about 30 seconds of animation while I was smoothing things out. So he's just got to realign everything, add whatever needed to be added. Like I added some additional laser fire that wasn't there originally. So he's just got to basically line everything up. I'm hoping that he'll be done by hopefully by the end of this week, if not middle of the month, would be fantastic. That particular item right there is connected to some of the special announcements that we have. I'll save that for the end. Cybertron City is still ongoing. Unfortunately, guys, Jonathan has also had computer issues. His has been has been to a larger extent. Unfortunately, we don't have a means to continue on until this gets resolved. As far as his involvement goes. So he's been working on Cybertron City. Cybertron City is key for scene 11. All of scene 11 happens on Cybertron City. Now, not all of it happens outside, right? There's sub scenes that happen inside. So, for example, scene 1 and scene 14 happen within Autobot headquarters. There's a scene that happens within an energon refinement factory. Another one happens within an energon storage, etc., right? So within these sub scenes, there's different areas where these battles take place, but a large portion of it does take place in Autobot City. So we don't have anything to animate at this juncture without the completion of that. So Neil right now is getting a little bit of R&R. So I'm hoping that Jonathan will be able to resolve this soon. I sent him an email asking him, do I need to step in and finish texturing just so that we can have some progress and not waste any time. So I'm waiting to hear back from him. Unfortunately, his computer issue is so extent that it also impacts the communication between him and I. It takes honestly like a month and weeks in order for us to get some type of communication to come across, which is frustrating, but I don't want to touch on that. What's next? So next is going to be scene 4 and scene 5 smoothing that I'm going to take on. I will probably start that Wednesday of this week because it is in 2 days. It is my birthday, and I don't plan on doing anything tomorrow or the day after to celebrate. I'm just taking a little R&R for myself, right? I'll probably do scene 5 first. Scene 5 is quick. It's a 30-second scene. I did the animatic, so it was blocked out really, really well. Sets up the smoothing pretty easy. I should take maybe about 2-3 days top smoothing that sucker out. Scene 4 will take a little bit of time. So Jonathan did the awesome scene. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was a clip of the Steel Stalker chasing the Xanthium in outer space, which was an awesome chase scene. So that wasn't part of our animatic. He did that creatively, came out phenomenal. And so now I need to readjust certain things in order for that scene to make sense and flow very smooth in that particular scene. So I'm going to take a little bit of time with scene 4. I'm also going to work on special effects for scene 3. I don't need to work on special effects for scene 2 because there are none. Scene 3 does have very, very, very minor special effects that needed to be added. So I will be working on that. Shouldn't take me that long. Might take me a day to do since it's that quick of a scene. So that's what we've got on the pipeline. Now, I don't want to commit and say scene 2 is going to have the audio worked on, right? We're entering the holidays, the Christmas holidays. Nolan has family, so I don't want to commit him to it. However, I do think it should be a relatively quick thing to do for him because there are very little sound effects. Keyboards being hit, bleeping sounds, a little bit of a walk cycle. So very minimal as far as sound effects. The score's already done. I think on that one I was only able to shave off 10 seconds or maybe 5 seconds worth of animation. So it should be very minor adjustment, but I'm not going to commit him to that right now. But if we are, obviously we'll work on scene 2. Next section I want to go into is new member. New member is a personal friend of mine. He's a friend of the families. Our families have known each other I don't know how long. We were friends since we were kids. He's an awesome artist. He does a lot of tattoo art. I don't have any tattoos, but he does, and the stuff that he posts on Facebook is pretty awesome. So I reached out to him maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. I said, hey, have you ever done Transformers as opposed to like the anime stuff or the superhero stuff that he normally does? He's like, I don't remember if he told me yes or no, but he told me that he would love to get involved. And I said, cool, because we've got this project, and I told him about it. And I asked if he would be interested in doing some Transformer concept art, and he said he would love it. He accepted right away. So he's been tasked to do the concept for the remaining Dinobots that we have for the sequel. So that'll be fun. Hopefully, once he can show me a draft, I can give him some pointers, and we can get something finalized, and we can show you guys soon. Now on to special announcement. Here's where it gets really exciting for you guys. So special announcement number 1 is that our editor, right, has we've tasked them to put together a second trailer. I am going to be looking at that or reviewing that trailer on the 3rd of this month, which is this coming Friday. Depending on how much feedback I have for that trailer, we hopefully will release a second trailer unrendered by middle of this month. So that's exciting, and I want everybody to know that so you guys can look out for that. Here's the really exciting part. Really exciting part is we will be releasing Scene 1. Scene 1 will finally be released to you guys on the 24th of this month, December, the 24th of the coming month of December. It's going to be unrendered, and I want to explain why. So I'm going to take a minute here to explain fully why it's unrendered. As I've expressed before, to render something out on our laptops, it's going to take away from animating, right? But at this juncture, I did not think we would have the technical issues that our team has had, specifically with Jonathan. Jonathan is the Blender guru. We switched over to Blender because he was able to get the lighting and the rendering down to a spectacular final render, which if you guys remember from a couple of years ago, we released an intro and the Bruticus reveal, which looked phenomenal. I could not mimic that in Softimage. Lighting and rendering are my weakest points, I'll be frank. I cannot seem to grasp the concept. Obviously, you guys can tell that I have issues lighting with the videos I post. I'm just not a lighting expert, and even less on a rendering side. So he actually set that up. He animated it and set that up, right? I was hoping by this point, once we had the scenes smoothed out, that he would take the file, add the lighting based on the camera angles and so on and so forth, and then we would figure out rendering what we would do. At this juncture, we can't do that. We don't have the lighting set up to render anything, right? Mind you, we don't have the render farm yet. There was some back and forth between him and I where we couldn't agree on things, which we're still talking about or communicating about. But what we want to do is we don't want to hold off this film anymore. I know that Vicky and I had talked about possibly doing a rendered version for anybody who helped contribute a certain amount and above, and providing like a DVD or Blu-ray or something like that as a thank you gift, right, to those who did. Nothing's been finalized as far as that goes, so I don't know what we'll do as far as rendering goes, how we'll tackle it, but I don't want to delay it anymore, so we are going to release. It'll have the smooth animation, it'll have the special effects, it'll have the score and the sound effects, and obviously the voice acting. So all of the components will be there minus the rendering. We're hoping that you guys will appreciate what we've put together for you over the course of the years, and again, we'll see where we go. That also brings me to another update. YouTube, I have a certain setting, right? I changed the setting based on whatever was going on. So some of you guys have reached out and said you can't comment. You would like me to change that. So I'm thinking about changing that for scene one, so you guys can leave some comments. I'm really, really curious to hear your thoughts on what we've done. Pair it up to what's been released with RID, Cyberverse, the Netflix series. I'm really curious to get feedback from you guys, the fans, on the first scene. That being said, scene one will be released in December. Scene two, we will shoot for January. Scene three, February, and so on and so forth. More than likely, those scenes will be done in the month of January, both of them, but I don't want to release them prior because I don't want to go too fast. Be it that I don't know what's going to happen with Cybertron and scene 11, how long that's going to take, right? I don't want to get to scene 10, let's say, and then there's a 3-month waiting period just for you guys to get to scene 11. So I figure one scene a month will give us enough time to get to where we need to. There may be cases where we do two. Scene, like I said, scene 5 is quick 30 seconds, so we might do scene 4, scene 5 together. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go 19 months either, right? Or I'm just thinking at least one scene a month, might be 2, might be 3, depends how things work out. So that's it, guys. That's it from us. I hope you guys have enjoyed this update. We will meet back again next month for the next update. Keep in mind, trailer, hopefully mid-December. Scene 1 released on December 24th. Until then, guys, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas on the 25th. Please spend quality time with your family. It's not about the gifts. It's about the quality time that we spend with one another. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, obviously. I wish everybody goodwill. I wish, I really wish that things would get better for everybody, right? There's always going to be challenges, but the beautiful thing about life is those challenges come. I play football, so you just tackle it any way you can. You lower your shoulder, you hit it, and you bounce back up, and you keep on going. So, guys, until then, thank you for being with us. Thank you for your ongoing support. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for just sticking with us throughout the end and not giving up on us. Pretty soon, all of that will come to fruition, and you guys will get to enjoy it. So, until the next time, peace out till all are one.